सदा संस्कृते नमः। Welcome to the Mihira Wisdom Teaching Center. Here we are going to conduct a 1-month group study course on integrated study of science, sociology and sciences. Why are we here? What is the course that is being conducted in this class? Syllabus. The course that we are going to conduct is given by our avatar. Among all such organizations is Mihira, which works through sevenfold path, through magazines, publications, charitable trust, healing centers, astrological school, and wisdom teaching center. What are we going to study here? Today we will briefly introduce the course material. In this present world, we are seeing many technological developments, scientific developments, and nuclear developments, chemical developments. The science says man is being evoluted age by age with the advent of technology and intelligence. Is really the evolution lies in development of intelligence or development of his inner nature? If man fights with other between himself, losing the brotherhood among them, losing the moral, ethical and happy values between them, then can we call it's an evolution? It's a revolution, not an evolution. With increase of knowledge, there will be increase of responsibility of each one upon the globe to create a better, happy environment for next generations. The different branches of knowledge that we are getting at university education gives us to lead a better and healthy life upon the globe with accumulation of different fields of knowledge and working for one another. Then why are these quarrelings, wars, disputes, international wars, interracial wars are coming down? The loss of brotherhood. So does this knowledge bring this universal brotherhood? No. The ultimate wisdom of God. When knowledge is translated into experience, it's called wisdom. It is this wisdom which experiences with knowledge, with God, the workings of God, the workings of nature, and the science of man. It gives ultimate happiness, and he sees the fitness of things in nature, and he can see the world in a different arena. So what is this wisdom? This wisdom is called the wisdom of God that is coming down as different branches of knowledge. These seeds of wisdom, who are called masters, they are called by several names by several philosophical people. They are called the Nagas, hermits, sages, seers, theosophists, philosophers, so many. There are particular names for these masters of wisdom who are working through different branches of knowledge, continuously producing research literature for the upliftment of humanity. These seeds of wisdom give the knowledge how the God is creating the worlds the stars, the universes, the galaxies, and the globes, and the planetary systems, and the life within. There are approximately 184,000 types of species on this globe. Where does the species come from? Who is the first architect that has manifested the architecture of the bodies of species, or the lifestyles of species, or the time cycles of species? From minute ant to major dinosaur, the same systems of life are being fabricated. Digestive system, immune system, reproductive system, etc. Does these animals study chemistry or physics for the lifestyles or sociology? But how does these beings are being reproduced or procreated or the species are sustained? It is called the will of God. To know the will of God in the species and the workings of nature, God has created the different subordinates or his workers. They are called the devas, or we call angels, or the extraterrestrial beings. These devas again create their own subordinates and their respective fields of members in the respective fields of working, and they produce the physical world, what we call the physical universe. The process of manifestation of these worlds takes in 10 steps. We see only 1/10 step of the physical phenomenon, that is what we perceive through our physical eyes as the physical world. But there are 9 steps behind the physical manifestation of these worlds or life that we are sensing and seeing. How are these come together? These seeds of wisdom, through a different science of knowledge, have preserved this knowledge by observing the workings of God in aeons and aeons of ages. These are called scriptures. Scriptures are not stories or fairy tales. Man cannot conceive a tale or a thought that is not produced upon the earth. Can you perceive the lifestyle of the people or the beings in Venus or that of the people in Mars? No. Only with our physical senses what we see and what we perceive, that what we believe. But we cannot believe the beings who are invisible to our physical life. These sages, with the different sciences of knowledge, have visioned, experienced, and communicated with those beings and preserved the sciences of wisdom as scriptural sciences. These devas has firstly come down upon the globe and worked for the physical manifestation and physical evolution of these worlds. What we call the Darwin theory, or the physical evolution of the man from the cell, or amoeba or unicellular organism, is a prototype of creation that these devas have done in the ethereal worlds of creation. So to know the process of creation and journey of the human being upon the globe, we need to read upon scriptures. Thus scriptures are enough for this life to understand the sciences. Are the scriptures are the only things, the great books that can be relegated and rest of the knowledge can be left on. God creation is being that is not just created and left on. God creation is present continuous tense. Means God is being created, is created the being still now. So does all this physical science or the technology doesn't include in the creation of God? What we see is scriptures as great books of epics or historian books, and we keep them aside. Does science does not include in the science of God? Because the science and technology that what we are knowing today is also invented by men. That men are invented by God. So God is creating these sciences also. So first time in the 18th century, a ardent follower of truth, a true disciple of masters of wisdom, a stubborn disciple who has addicted and fixed her life for the investment of truth, called Madame Blavatsky, has first time given her works in 18th century, two books especially, Isis Unveiled and Secret Doctrine, which gives a rational thought about these scriptural books. She has given 2 volumes in these 2 projects, Isis Unveiled and Secret Doctrines. Isis Unveiled contains the 2 books called Science and Theology, and the Secret Doctrine contains Anthropology and Cosmology. With coordination of science and scriptures, we can vision the true life. Why is this project being done like this? Because man is a grand symbol of mysteries upon all creatures. Why man is treated as a great being? Because man is the only being that he has been fabricated in the image of God. Thus there are 183 kinds of species upon earth along with man. Man is also a species. Man is not a lot of species, but man is along one of the species on the globe. He is gifted with the will of God, that he can create anything what he thinks and feels. That will is called the will of God. All these universes, planetary systems, and the species are created in the same and similar fashion of man. All the potencies or the energy centers that are being created in the universe and in the solar systems have been substituted in the body of man. So man is called the grand symbol of mysteries or the microcosmos. So as our physical eye cannot perceive or know about the construction of the globes or universes, we can know the sciences of scriptures by studying the man himself. The invention of anatomy or the medical sciences of what we see is a great ray of knowledge that God has gifted to humanity. God has known. He knows in time cycles, in the passing of time cycles, the man loses his spiritual knowledge. He loses his journey. He loses his story of his evolution. He loses his story of remembrance of himself. And he loses himself in the materialistic worlds of physical tissues. In this physical world of war, man treated himself as bodies and mind rather than a soul. Man is a soul and he has a body. But what we feel is their body and they have a soul. That is the instance or the trait of the time cycles that are being going down now. For the upliftment of people like us, he has invented through these seeds of wisdom the ray of medical sciences. The medical sciences reveal the intricate systems and workings of human body and its systems. Each functional system of human body, organ systems, there are innumerable number of systems working in coordination with another, in synchronization with one another, making a resonance of life by working between themselves. If one system fights with other, then what we call disease. What is a disease? The disease is descent of misbehavior of man in his mental spheres of life, which descends in the physical tissues as pain and agony. Why is man suffering with pain agony, disappointments. If such is the lifestyle of God, of man, God shouldn't have created this universe. If God has that kind of purpose, what is the purpose of creating this universe in the lifestyle? God always intended man to be happy in all spheres of life. And He has given him, the man, his will, the most important thing. Will to create anything upon this globe. And freedom. The only thing that man and the animals lack is freedom of thought. Man can will anything and he has a freedom to do anything upon this globe. Whereas animals are constrained to their species behavior or the behavior of their lifestyles that is gifted to them. That is the layer of evolutionary difference that exists between animals and man. The journey of human being can be perceived in two stages regarding science and scriptures. According to science, the first life upon the globe has been manifested in the water bodies from the unicellular organisms which are multiplicated, formed multicellular. The multicellular organisms to water species, hydra species, insectarian species, then what all the science that people know in zoology. Insectarian species, invertebrates, vertebrates, mammalians, apes, reptiles, and at last Homo sapiens, or called human species. The evolution of man from early man to the present stage of evolution is development of his mind rather than physical evolution. Until the formation of human bodies, the evolution is physical, emotional, and from the evolution of early man to the present stage of human being, what we call civilized man or educated man, is the evolution of his mind and consciousness. Where does the first rocket rise upon the globe? It lies in the mind of a man. Where does the DNA invention lies? It lies in the mind of a man. Where does the modern sciences what we study now, microbiology, cellular biology, or DNA, all these studies lies in the man himself. Science is doing research and producing treasures of knowledge from its womb till now, and it will produce further. And where is the source? The source is the man himself. If we can know the science of a man, then it's called, we can know the science of the worlds or the universes. What are we? Are we just bodies? Are units of consciousness? Are units of life? What are we? This first question was explained in detail by Madame Blavatsky in her 4 books, in her 2 projects, in her 4 books, Isis Sanjeevi and the Secret Doctrine. Besides this, in her journey of truth, several disciples have joined her and assisted in her research and made innumerable research of books. What is called now formed as Theosophical Society and the Theosophical wisdom that is being given to us. By forming a bridge between the science and the scriptures and the civilized man, what happened is the 2 groups of people fighted with each other. The 2 groups of scientists and the religious people fighted with each other, forming or discussing that they are great. Till now, several groups of people of different knowledge are fighting with each other. telling that they are great and we are great? Are they giving humanity any solution for being happy? If knowledge procures power, it is waste. If knowledge gives happiness, it is useful. So believing in this purposeful of investigation of knowledge and translating into wisdom, which gives happiness, tranquilness, and universal brotherhood between each other. Madame Blavatsky has done her work immensely by correlating all the world scriptures, world sciences, and inventions. She has almost covered all branches of knowledge that has been produced upon the globe of the earth and relating it to scriptural knowledge and giving the humanity a solution how to lead a life for a better generation. So what happens by knowing this knowledge? Today we are here in this evening. What does this knowledge help us for? If it gives us spiritual knowledge or spiritual happiness, is that sufficient? But regarding us, we have our physical lifestyles, physical responsibilities which we have to monitor in everyday life. When with spiritual values, our physical life is being traveled that creates a history. Every history upon the globe produces a definite result upon the next generations. What is the present is an accumulation of past and a potential future. Till now, the way of life or the knowledge or the lifestyles are the inventions that the previous races or the civilizations or generations has made us life possible to be happy. We should see carefully the invention of electricity, technology, of sciences, and the recent instruments, recent modern instruments that we experience in today's life is invention of the previous races. In this history of globe, nothing happens by chance. Any invention made upon the globe has a permanent effect upon, will leave a permanent effect upon the history of the globe itself. Means every lifestyle or the race of generation that lead a life upon the globe has passing to the next generation a solution, a betterment of lifestyle of living. There are previous, if we can read the history, there are numerous civilizations has lived their life upon the same space and globe where we are living. Has given us their research, faculties and monuments, books, treasures and knowledge which we are learning now. Apart from this, we are passing to our next generation our potentiality as DNA. What is DNA? In this present age, till now, what the parents has lived their life, what they have learned, what the capabilities that they have, in which lifestyle they have lived their life, all will be stored in the cell as a story of the cell. The mental traits, physical behavior, family genetics, family diseases, and the type of lifestyle that the parents live in generations will be preserved in the cells in the form of DNA. DNA is called denitro-oxyribosome. I think everybody knows about this DNA in the present technology. People who are born in next generations are gifted with the research or the knowledge that we have traveled till now. Means every generation is passing down a link of knowledge or a lifestyle that they have led upon the globe. that helps for the future generation to grasp easily and to continue the further lessons of life. This is a biological relationship. Apart from this, there are several globes upon the solar system which has been evoluted and dissolved in background into space. So these seeds of wisdom, who are above the physical bodies, who have preserved their consciousness in the spaces through the different sciences of knowledge, have observed the story of the human civilizations and the lifestyles of the globes upon this planet over ages and ages together, and preserved the lifestyles and the statistical behavior and the implications that the humanity get from particular age in the form of the scriptures. So what does the scriptures give? The scriptures give the law of life or the lifestyle of the journey of the humanity that happens, people having the particular kind of nature. It's a rather statistical collection. Each humanity has a different nature of mind and bent of mind. Unless the people of same nature are there, they cannot group together. Today we are grouping together because we are having an inclination to know about the truth, to journey into the occult and mysteries of nature. Similarly, the groupism of cells forms tissues. Unless a group of cells lie together, tissue cannot be formed. Unless a group of tissues work together and be together, they cannot form an organ. Unless in organs work one with other in synchronization, they cannot form an organ system. Unless different organ systems in the body work simultaneously in coordination with one another, we cannot maintain the living system of the human body. Similarly, a group of people forms a family. In these families, the human beings are born, they are brought up, and they develop in the society. A group of societies forms nations. A group of nations of similar thought form continents. A group of continents of similar form is humanity of races. A group of races form civilizations. These civilizations form bigger human races. That is, for example, we have studied our primary schools. Different section of people come into a particular class of not trained, or for example, we say a 10th grade education. From our childhood to the present stage, there are innumerable number of batches to be training in the 10th grade class. But the teachers remain the same. The course is same, the teachers will change, people will change, but the training process is the same. So also, several human civilization batches have been training upon this classroom of globes to evaluate themselves in the better space of life. How many classrooms are there? There are 33 classrooms upon the solar system where the humanity has to be trained themselves, among which our Earth is one. What we see is only at present, our astronomical sciences show only 14 planets. Remaining planets are being in space, they are being born. As a human being grows in age, we have his mustache or hair growth or development of muscles. So also our solar god, when he develops himself into a completely manhood stage, then he will have 33 planets upon the solar system. This is a Vedic astrology. So, at present, we have to cross at least 14 classrooms, the human civilizations, to reach the bigger classroom of sun god, where the human civilizations get perfect. The same process is being copied by our educational systems. So we learn by classroom by classroom, and we try to recognize ourselves that we are educated and educated. But there is one parameter that works and observes our nature. Unlike mental behavior, our inner nature is also being calculated by laws of nature. They are called the laws of dharma in Sanskrit, or we call the laws of nature. These laws of nature, there are several laws of nature which work in nature to bring up the species in a disciplined manner. It is with these laws of nature the bodies have been fabricated and the human civilizations are being disciplined. So, scriptures give a sociology